Hello everyone, how are you? I have a surprise for you. I've been working on Nakama and building a game for Telegram mini apps, and I just made something and I want to share with you about the authentication of the Telegram mini app with Nakama. Nakama, let me just first explain what is Nakama. Nakama is a game server that has some features plus sockets and the connection manager, and it's scalable. You can have a replica and scale it as much as you want, and it's very awesome tools that I believe but in the Nakama documentation or forums or internet, you couldn't find about how to connect Nakama to Telegram mini app. And I want to show you today, right now, here. Let's dive into it. Okay, you see me here. Um, First of all, let me show you the example that we have here. This is the web app that we are working on. And right now, this web app is connected to Nakama, and also we are authenticating user into the Nakama. And I can show you the here about the users. If we are going to accounts, and you can see on my local we have the account and we can have some data from this user. Even we are authenticating user with custom ID of their Telegram ID, and Nakama make a UID for that user. Okay, so let's dive into, and I will tell you how to do it. I'm using Windows machine, and I just building Nakama on. I just use the Nakama executable here in my Windows machine. Let me do the ls here for you. The ls, and as you can see, we have nakama.exe here, plus some other files. I will show you what those files are. Uh, I'm using Typescript because in Windows machine I can't use Go. I have to use WSL, and I don't want to use Windows Subsystem Linux for now. And everything is fine here. There is a project structure which you can find by searching Nakama Typescript project sample. There's a very old there is two, absolutely. Which one is this? The Nakama default project sample, which is contain TypeScript Go and the other, and I don't recommend that. I have another one. I found another one. I will put the link to the description. Should find that, but there are some samples here. You can download them and use them in your structure, but I just configured by myself a little bit. And we have TypeScript, we have some packages and the things that have been installed on the project structure, and the output will be goes to Telegram auth the JSON. We can build multiple modules here, but I have the module here right now like this. And Telegram authentication for if you want to use the npm packages like this or just like this, like I've been using crypto.js here, you need to set up rollup, which are present in some configuration that you could find on the internet. But if you need any help, DM me on Telegram or comment me here. I will be happy to help you to make that. And I will share the code with you even. So here what we have is that we are making a module for before custom authentication and after custom authentication on the Nakama. If you see the Nakama, Nakama, I don't know how to pronounce that, but if you see the Nakama server frameworks or the client library about the custom authentication, custom authentication here, there is a sample for each.io, but I don't understand it completely. I know there is a register before authentication here, and there is something even you can have the DB here for yourself. But I couldn't use that, so I just have had some difficulties to make this, but it's ready and it's okay. The main difficulty is about handling the Telegram logics, because it needs the packages like the Node crypto, or that we can't use the Node crypto on the Node.js things, and we're forced to use crypto.js or any external libraries. And when we are compiling that, it will make lots of codes on the code base. And as you can see, for a very a small module, we have 6,000 lines of code for just using crypto.js. But it's okay. You can see this code, and I will share it with you, and it will authenticate for you on the Telegram. So on the Telegram authenticated before, we need the authentication custom request. And on the request, as you can see, let me show you what is the authentication custom request. If you go to API Explorer, come on. Okay, good there. I just shut it down. Let me just make it ready again. If you go to API Explorer and here see the authentication custom, you can see your custom authentication from the client, accept ID with some variables and create a username. So I will show you how to set up this on the front end. I'm using Next.js plus Phaser. But let me show you here about how to get those information and what kind of information that we need. So the only information that here that we use for before authentication is the init data. We need to pass the init data as a var like this. You are giving the init data here. The init data is the Telegram initiation data, which comes to your browser when you're opening the Telegram mini app. And I will show you how to set up on the client and how to get that init data and pass to the Nakama web server. But let me just show you here. So we made a function to parse that init data with a bot token. We need this bot token, and I just pushed the bot token on the env.yaml, which this bot token is, it doesn't matter, it's my test bot token. You can have the env.yaml here like this, and you can put your envs to the runtime like this. And if you want to read those env, you can say context.env.telegram.botid or the env that you have. Even for database, you can do this. And when you're running the server, you just need to pass the env and the YAMLs that you have here. I have two YAMLs, the runtime and the env. The runtime is this, and I say, okay, I have a JS entry point to Telegram auth.js, which is here. We can have a multiple entry point there, and it will be loaded for us. Everything will be fine. So for this module about the Telegram auth before, we just made the function to handle the Telegram logic. I will send you the Telegram logic, how to authenticate user, or even you can use the third parties like Telegram apps, which is here. I will put this link to the description too. The init data node has the ability which it gives you a validate function, but in Nakama you can't use it because it uses the node crypto, and it's not possible to use this library directly to your Nakama application. And because of that, I made it for myself, just kind of that. But you can see the logic here even if you want, and our user will be registered when we are opening the web application. And for Telegram authentication after, it's calling the hook after authenticating user custom authentication. I just need to update some information for the user, like language, photo URL, is it Permium or not, and the names and the username and the other things that we have. And based on that, you can see on the accounts. Okay, just shut it down again. On the accounts, I have some more information about the users. So it's the code and it works. I can share it with you if you want. Let's dive into the client and see how we can handle it on the client side. The client side has some difficulties, like if you want to test it in your local host, in your local machine, you need to have the SSL. So I'm a PHP developer and I'm using Herd for that. I just set up a site on Herd, like you can see, 2c.test. Here is my site, but I just changed the Nginx configuration for myself completely. And this is the Nginx configuration. I put the API for the WebSocket and the API of the Nakama, and also I'm just serving my Next.js here like this. So my application is serving on the SSL for HTTPS 2c.test. But don't forget this URL, it only works on your machine. And if you configure the Telegram mini app authentication with Nakama, you wouldn't be able to open this URL on your normal browser anymore. So we need to open it on the Telegram. So for opening on the Telegram, you need to set up a bot. And for setting up a bot, you can just go to making a bot and go to bot settings. And here the configuration mini app, you can edit mini app URL. You can put your mini app URL here and have some configuration here. And when we are opening the bot, go to here. There's an open app here. If you open this app, you will see this page. If you want console, there are some other things I will show you later. I don't want to make this video longer, but you will have this here. So it's for the SSL and the things. If you want to help again on setuping SSL, DM me, comment on the video. I could help you. Okay, let's dive into the front-end side. I'm using Next.js, but I'm just bundling Next.js as a static site generator. And I'm using everything to have a use client here. I don't want to engage with Next.js difficulties there. So in Next.js, I just made the env file here to put Nakama environments there. And don't forget we have the SSL here. So when we are setting the clients for the use SSL, use true here. We can have a variable there, but we forced to use the SSL. And also for socket connection to the Nakama, you need to use the SSL again. And about how to get that init data, we are using a web app, the TWA Dev SDK, which is a SDK for React.js, and also you can have some abilities of the Telegram mini app, like open the URL or the things that are available at the Telegram web app documentation. You can use it. And after setting up the client of the Nakama, the Nakama.js is very easy. You can make a utility here as a library for the Nakama and export the Nakama as a client and the socket and the session here. For authentication, you need to use authentication custom as just like that I show you there. Authentication custom, we have some variables here. So for those variables, we have the user ID, which I need to use the Telegram user ID as a custom. And there are some things here you can see the ID, do you want to create this user, the username, and the other things that you can see here for the setting up the your users. And on the web app, there is two init data. There is an init data, which is a raw string, and it contains a URL search parameter. You can parse it as the URL search parameter and see what's inside. On that raw string, there is unsafe data and a safe data. unsafe data is the data that like the user first name, user last name, user ID, user language, or everything that Telegram gives you available on document. And even you can, if you are using TypeScript, you can see here there are lots of things that you can get access with, but it's unsafe because when user calls your backend, it can fake that URL, it can fake this data. But there is a hash there, and that hash is that hash is all the data that is unsafe, which decrypted with your bot token, and that hash is that data. And on the server, we are just decrypting again everything, encrypting again everything, and check the encryption of the hash with the encryption of the things that we have. If those two are equal, so the data, the unsafe data is safe. Yeah, and if it's not equal, so means that someone is cheating on your service and you need to ban that. But I'm not implementing the ban system, but here we are sending the unsafe data to the server, and we are going to the server and say, okay, first on the auth before, validate those unsafe data if it was valid, so we can update the user ID, update the user information later. And yeah, this is how Telegram authentication works on Nakama, and everything is okay. Then you can say, okay, so get connect on that session, and you have the other things of the Nakama that you want on your web application, and you can use the full feature of Nakama in your Telegram web app, and everything will be fine. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, I'm just building a game with Nakama and it's my first experience. I will show you more about what I got, what I found. And if you had any other question, you can ask me on Telegram or on the comments of the YouTube video. So nice to see you. Have a good time and build more games. Goodbye.